Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Gemology for Schmucks. My name is Peter Nelson, and I'm here to guide you in everything you need to know about gemstones. You've heard me talk many times about spessartite, and I've told you many times that it's one of my favorite stones. In fact, I'm wearing it today on this pendant and on this ring. Now, aside from my infatuation with the color orange, why is it that I like spessartite, so very much? And yes, both names are acceptable. But why? I enjoy collecting spessartine, and I believe that it's an excellent investment because there are certain colors and certain clarities that are very difficult to find. So when you get a hold of those pieces, they're much easier to sell to a client who's looking for a top quality spessartite. It's the best way to hold value. The COVID era showed us that it's the top level of stones that move most effectively because they stand out from the crowd. Yes, the price point is higher, but so is the value. And because they are rare and difficult to find, when you go looking for them and you can't find them, and they finally show up, you have to snatch it up fast. So that's what I collect. I curate stones that are not easy to find, that I believe are inherently beautiful, and I know are rare in the market. So today what I would like to do is show you some of the pieces of spessartite that I collect, and help you to get an idea of the value of spessartite. Those of you who are also obsessed with the color orange, and are looking to invest in gemstones, you are welcome to connect with me at thegemshepherd@gmail.com, and we can talk about current prices for the pieces I have or for what you might be looking for. Other things that make spessartite a fantastic stone to deal in is that there are no true synthetics. There are no man-made versions of spessartite at this point in history. Additionally, there are no known treatments for spessartite, so you don't need to worry about a heat treatment or some other treatment impacting the price. If it's spessartite and you're sure it's spessartite, then all you have to do is know how it needs to look and evaluate it compared to the other stones that are in the market. If you are proficient with the spectroscope, it's very easy to verify that spessartite is spessartite, because spessartite has a unique absorption spectrum that we can see with the spectroscope. Other stones that may look orange, but you're not sure if they're spessartite or not, will not have the same absorption spectrum. So if you're curious about how that works, head over to this video to get an idea of how you might become proficient with the spectroscope. So for me, this is a stone I buy with a lot of confidence, both in verifying the stone and also in its collectible nature. So as we go to look at these stones, it's basically going to fall into about 3 categories. There are the very common stones that are more included. These are excellent for makers that are looking to put natural stones into their jewelry. And at the entry-level qualities, you can get good color with okay clarity and not break the bank. Whereas once we get into higher levels of clarity and unique colors, that's when these stones become investment worthy. I own both categories of thing, and I also have some stones that I just keep as a color reference. Some pieces that have the right unique color, but have a clarity that's closer to cotton candy, those are pieces where I don't sink a whole lot of liquidity, but I can take them around when I'm buying spessartite, and I'm not afraid of the lighting conditions. Regardless of what's going on in the office or with the weather, I know what this stone looks like, so I can compare it alongside the stones that I'm considering buying. So enough blabbing, let's get into the stones. So we are going to start at the floor and work towards the ceiling so that you can understand what the qualities are and how the value pipeline works. Starting off with the cabochons, these are perfect for jewelers because it allows you to buy natural colored stones to put them in your jewelry and elevate your jewelry. At the same time, it doesn't break the bank because the budget is about as cheap as you can possibly go. This first item are these tangerine-colored, oval-shaped cabochons. They are in between translucent and transparent. Translucent being allowing light to pass in quite easily, but not having as high of a clarity as transparency. Transparency being able to see through the stone. So all of these stones will definitely have some clear crystal inclusions, and sometimes that's a benefit because it helps scatter light in the stone. Totally transparent crystals sometimes act like a window. The light just punches through it and you don't get as much color. So this is a great value gemstone. The size range on these pieces is about 1.5 carats. This is the kind of material that I grab right away because this color is not readily available in the market. Much more of it is much more brown or malty. or a lot more included. So when I find high clarity pieces, I grab it. So anyone who enjoys the color orange and is getting out on their jewelry journey, this is something I would definitely suggest. For more substantial pieces, you can concentrate on color and sacrifice clarity. So we have this Fanta color, which is one of the most ideal colors inside of Fanta Garnet. Fanta is named after the soda, so you can go for a larger stone, a more substantial stone to use in your jewelry, while not paying anywhere near as much for the high clarity pieces. Some of the upper quality cabochons that I have are very high clarity, though they do still have inclusion. So this is what I would call the transparent quality. It's not even close to eye clean, but it does play with light a lot more than most cabochon qualities. To find anything with higher clarity than this is extremely rare in the market, and you could expect the price to go up from here. So in the cabochon grade, this is the highest that I have at this time. I have a set of 3 that qualify as a matching pair, and they would make excellent earrings or pendant or rings. As we move up the ladder of quality, well, rounds are always an interesting choice because they're the easiest to set, but they are also a more inefficient cut, as you may have heard in one of my other videos. So this stone is about 1.5 carats, and it's cut with a brilliant faceting pattern on the top and Portuguese on the bottom. The many little facets help disguise the fact that it is not an eye-clean stone. There are a lot of small, clear, evenly spaced crystals that do not distract from the beauty of the stone, but if it was cut with larger facets, they may be more visible. So inside a faceted material, this is what I would consider medium quality. It's got a nice body color, a lot of life, but it's not as high of a clarity as you might want for those highly collectible pieces. The next 2 pieces are both cushion cuts. This is a very classic faceting pattern, and it's one of my favorite sizes. These are both just over 2 carats. I believe 2.16 and 2.22. These next 2 pieces are near loop clean. There's some very tiny crystals in some very inconspicuous places, and it would take an experienced observer to find those inclusions. These are very high quality in a nice, rich, high intensity color. The only way that these stones could possibly be better in my book would be to go towards the neon Fanta color. These are slightly on the brown side, a little bit malty. The next piece is an elongated octagon. This is a step cut, which is one of my favorite classic cutting styles, as the full facets reflect light in one broad band. This is one of my favorite colors. I actually passed on this stone the first time I saw it, telling myself if I'm still thinking about it in 4 days, I'll go back and buy it. Well, I was still thinking about it 4 days later, so I went back and bought it. This is not a loop clean stone. It is a very clean stone in most places, but it does have a large, thin film inclusion down in an inconspicuous area. This is one of my favorite colors in Fanta Garnet. It's that tangerine color in a very clean piece. And finally, we have the largest round in my collection. This is a brilliant cut top with step cut bottom, and it has a complete play of light. This is actually a loop clean stone. Rounds are always the most expensive for a given color and quality because they are the least efficient use of the crystal. That said, many people like perfect symmetry. So there you go, you've seen my collection, what pieces I have currently. And if these interest you, please do send me an email at thegemshepherd@gmail.com. I can tell you what's available and what price points are available. If you're looking for something that's not currently in my collection, please let me know, and I can keep an eye out for you. Otherwise, if you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. Hit like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Tell all of your friends about me, and until next time, bye-bye.